Dun 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 dun. 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 Dun dun dun.
And action coming at you from the Radisson Blu Hotel. And you'd be forgiven for thinking it's Valentine's Day because of so much red going on.
The hotel, they're not paying us for shit.
Yeah, but we are at Radisson Blu either way, so.
Elsa.
Wow.
And can you watch your language? We're told this is a family
I should watch it come
brand.
out of my mouth.
Yeah. Anywho.
Yeah, it's a family brand.
It's a family
I'd like
brand.
to
It's a
look
family
at
brand.
someone that's prettier than you, please.
Wow.
Can you sit back? There you go.
Happy?
Very.
In those black sunglasses, you able to see her? It's clear? In HD? Good.
I don't want her to see my pupils dilate.
So we're saying we're at the Radisson Blu Hotel, and you'd be forgiven for thinking this is Valentine's Day. So much red going on, it's justified. We're actually at the launch of the new cornflakes on the market.
Yes.
Right. And they're just called what? Cornflakes? Big Tree cornflakes?
Big Tree cornflakes. That easy,
Yeah.
that simple.
I don't
Breakfast
think
just
these
got
guys
better.
want to- I don't think they want to cause any market confusion. They just call things what they are.
Cornflakes, that's it.
Yeah, it's cornflakes.
Fun facts.
Yeah.
I hear cornflakes was invented to stop masturbating.
Ah.
Fact check. Can you run your Googles?
Never heard that one before.
Why were cornflakes invented?
Heard that before. I have never.
We can continue as he checks. She's holding her mouth.
I think cornflakes is
Elson.
a morning routine. I don't know
I
about
don't make this up.
morning routine.
You know what I heard? You know what I actually heard
You
about
know what else
cornflakes?
you do in the morning?
What do you do in the morning, Elson?
What do you do in the morning?
I
Apart
pray.
from eat
I
cereal.
pray.
And you meditate for 30
And I
minutes, we know.
meditate.
I don't believe
We
you
know.
pray.
You
The
don't
things
believe
that-
I
no.
pray? I'm
No,
a very
everyone
spiritual
prays.
person.
I believe even Hitler used to pray.
I don't know
you're
about
saying
Hitler. I
he's
think you're
evil.
pushing it. Did you find it? Wait, hold on. Did you find it?
It's
Wait,
a fact.
hold on. What does it say?
But how does maize stop anything like that from
I don't
happening?
know. I don't know. This is why-
It's actually true.
Why do you guys not believe me? How
But
many things have I
knows
said
things like that?
you
Only he would know.
Why would you even know that?
Only he would know.
Why would you know the connection? Like, no. Can we just talk about the cornflakes?
Well,
talking about
Elson
the
is the smartest guy in Zambia. Everybody clap for him.
Clap, clap, clap.
Anywho, speaking of another fun fact, and I think this is something that a lot of people don't know about That's It podcast and the PR girls. You guys, 3 years ago, I called you one evening and said, I'm
Is
trying
it
to start a
okay if
show.
I
You're
ask
a
Monday
married
to
man. Why are you calling women in the evening?
And it was in the evening, if you remember. I actually called Monday. And I said, I'm trying to do a show called
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
Made It in Life. And you guys
Yes,
said,
I
no,
remember.
we
Yes.
don't do pilots. But for you, we're going to show up. I
we
was so
say
shocked. Yeah, you actually did. You actually did. And you guys cleaned up so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And
You said it was the worst episode you've ever done.
it's the worst episode I've ever
Because
done.
he was so nervous.
I was so
And
nervous.
he kept like missing stuff and thank
Yeah.
goodness it wasn't live.
See, I made you look good.
No, not necessarily.
But why were you nervous? Was it because
Yeah.
it
I'll
was...
tell you why.
Because you're pretty.
That
Nah,
too.
it
That
can't
too.
be that.
I
no
promise you.
way.
Let me
you
tell
have
you,
interviewed prettier
It doesn't
women.
matter. It doesn't matter
Absolutely.
how confident a person is. You will begin to F words up. Your palms will become sweaty.
Dude.
The minute you stand in front of a hot chick,
Yeah, that's true,
Jesus
actually.
Christ, your
That's
brain
true.
becomes mush.
Oh, wow.
And if you watch that
this
episode
is
closely,
why women rule the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
because let me tell you,
have
I
you
will
in our
see the
hands
most
as daddy.
attractive guy in the world.
Yeah.
And you won't see me flinch.
Yeah, like you
But
wouldn't even
other
know.
girls will know. It's like a radar. You're like, you know, like we see him. Or
no
we see
facials,
him.
but you know.
Exactly.
Nothing
Like you
at all.
know what is being communicated.
The funny thing about that episode, dude, I was
This thing about
sweating so
women
much.
ruling the world.
Yeah.
Well, tell that to Liz Taylor.
Okay.
Who's that?
You don't
The
know
actress?
who Liz Taylor is? She's like a
famous
serial.
actress.
She's a what
I
do you
know
call a
her.
serial wife?
No, that's not.
What is it? Is that not Liz
Or
Taylor?
maybe I'm saying the wrong name. Who's the
Yeah.
former prime minister in England? The one that was there for 44 days?
Trust?
Liz
Oh,
Truss,
yes, Trust. Yeah,
oh,
that's
I
Liz
went
Truss.
Hollywood because Liz Taylor is
No,
Hollywood.
I saw strength in that.
Oh, she
because
fucked
the world is
everything up.
so used to women having to prove a point
Mm-hmm.
and like working, like taking on challenges. Like that is a measure
She
of a
put
woman's.
Britney in recession.
No, sometimes
And
it's
she
just
killed
ain't
the queen.
cool. So I'm allowed to say I don't want this. This is not what I picked, right? So she acted in her
Just said
power.
She killed the queen. No.
She killed. Did you say she killed the queen? No, that is a very strong allegation.
One day after she shakes the queen's hand, London Gogo dies.
London Go-Go.
London Go-Go.
I like that.
I loved London Go-Go. That one hurt, you guys.
Wow.
I loved her fashion.
Talk about loving the oppressor and the colonizer.
Oh wow, guys, you've been
People
watching
are
too
a
much
product of their
Wakanda.
history.
You've been watching too much Wakanda. No, she was
Get out
she
to
was a
Martin?
fashion icon actually. I
She was
liked
a
her.
yeah.
Yeah, I liked her. I always look forward to seeing her on TV. Like she just did her thing.
You know a fun fact that I knew about the queen? You know how the queen always has her bag with her, like a handbag?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think she carried a gun in that.
Like a little bag.
I think she carried a little gun.
So I
I
don't
think
know.
so.
I don't know
Why
if you
would
know
the queen
this.
carry a gun with a lot of security around
I don't know
her,
if you
though?
know this. That
Listen.
apparently, the hand that she carries the bag on, symbolizes or signals something. So if she switches the bag from one hand to the other, it's a signal to her aides that she needs to leave.
Right.
So if she does that, they just come and they say, "Now the
Yeah, but I
queen
think
needs to
every
leave."
world leader has
Yes,
that. Like I know Obama would touch his ear and the security would know they have to
like
whisk
they
him
have
off
a
the stage
secret
and things
Those
like
code
that.
or
Ass
language or
ears.
something.
Yeah.
You have to use both hands.
All of them have something. Donald
They
Trump
had
will like,
to?
wipe
Yeah.
Yeah.
guys would know to take him
Oh,
off. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All of them
like
have
everybody
something,
has a thing.
A
they
little
Everyone
do.
has a thing they
inside
Do we
little.
have a thing we do? Like save me?
I
think
kind
we
of think
need-
it's because we're sisters and we know each other and we're constantly looking out for each
Yeah,
other.
because I
if we're
never get
okay.
your hint.
Elson and I also have
Like I
one.
never get her hint. Like she's. You guys have one?
No,
What
but
is that?
you can't
Please don't. Can you shut
take
up?
a hint.
Elson and I also have one.
Oh, really?
Can you shut
Yeah.
up?
When
Please
he's with
don't.
a girl
Uh-huh.
that really likes him and he doesn't like, he'll send me a message saying, "Call me," and I have to call within 5 minutes.
to
for
say
him.
I've got a puncture.
And you're like, I have to go and
I have to go and help this nigga out. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
How bad does a date have to be for you
The
to
girls
do
that are gonna hear this
Exactly.
and figure
So
it out.
any girl that's
I
ever
have
received
a
a call,
puncture.
that's ever been with Elson, and I call to talk about a puncture, and Elson needs to come and rescue me, it's because
No,
he didn't
but
like
Yeah,
you
but guys
at
come
all.
up with like really stupid reasons, and like us women, we always know. Like, Chichi, do you remember that guy that's like, my war fence has just dropped?
Yeah.
Really?
Wait,
Guys,
wait,
I
who
had
said
invited
this?
him over for dinner and I was cooking like a good
That's
friend
like
of ours.
several years
And
ago.
then
How
he told us
horrible
and
was
he
your
like,
food?
My Wolfens has
He didn't even get to taste
get
it.
to
That was
taste
before
it.
he came.
And that was her and my friend. They were like, well,
He
poor guy,
said my
we're gonna
wolf
eat.
fence dropped.
Yes, he
Yeah,
said
he's
his
like
Wolfens
legit, and I was like
collapsed.
rolling my eyes, and she's like, "Oh my god, his war fence has
Wait,
dropped."
did she believe him?
This is
I
the
can't
thing.
remember.
I'm
Like,
a
it's so
believer.
long
I
ago.
believe like the
bless
dumbest,
your heart.
dumbest
Indeed.
excuses. I actually remember believing it, and I was like, "Are you
But
okay?
what is it about
Are
you though?
Fine? Are
What
you
is it about you that you thought he didn't like? Was it the lisp?
Oh Lord, I don't have a list.
No, you do. You have a silent list.
It's a silent one.
Yeah, but it's cute. I like it.
You know, I always, when it comes to word lisp, I always try to imagine whose cruel idea was it to put the letter S in the word lisp.
Right. It's like
That's very vindictive,
I
right?
know, right? Like,
very mean.
Like you can't
Very
say
mean.
you can't say
and-
lisp.
Yeah,
that's
you
why I'm gonna
can't
put the
say
because
it,
now
and
you
then
got
that's
lisp.
what. Yeah, guys, it's just really no. But it wasn't that. It wasn't that. I think he was. Yeah, that guy.
So what
no.
then happened to him? Did you date after that?
No,
I think
the
you
wall
like,
fell. He didn't-
No, I think after that you were like me and
Took a month to
this
fix it.
friend of ours were like, listen, Chichi, like nah.
This ain't
no,
happening.
like it's an excuse.
It's
and
an
then I was
excuse.
like, you
and
know
then
what?
she just went off. She was just like, okay, screw him
Yeah,
then.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so your
That's
work
what you
has
didn't do,
fallen
that's why
and
he left.
You need an hour to like fix it or like.
What
one
time
day
of
was
what time
like-
of day was this?
It was like 7 p.m.
And guys, there was no rain. I think it was like mid-smack summer. He's like, my waffles had just dropped. Like,
So
Either this guy had a chick waiting for him.
Yeah, he did.
guys,
He
it
did.
was the worst. It was the worst like experience because I was so duped with all these excuses. I believed them because I was like, why wouldn't you just tell someone I'm not feeling you?
You know, speaking of dudes, has this ever happened to you where a guy you're dating begins to hit on her or vice versa? It has happened, hasn't
in
it?
school.
No.
In school,
In
she
school.
had a crush on a guy
Yeah.
who
oh yeah.
who actually liked me, but he would talk to her because
yeah.
he didn't know
So
how to.
He befriended me
Yeah,
to get my
through
sister.
to. But you got the wrong message.
But no.
Yeah.
No, she was
I had a
enjoying the
crush with him.
attention.
Me and my best friend literally had a crush on him. And then he started making friends with me. And I was like, yeah, I'm winning, you know? Only to find out, every time this guy calls me, he's like, oh, so is your sister home? Can I talk to her? And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, hold on. You know, and I'm like, after Chichi is done, I'm like, oh, Chichi, he's so cute. Yeah, but we were like,
So it was only in high school? It's
15
never
or
happened
something.
since?
No,
I don't believe you guys.
In an adult life, it hasn't.
I don't believe you
Because
guys.
we're so different.
Yeah.
People assume we're alike, but we're very different. Her interests are completely different to mine.
Really?
Yeah.
You could have fooled me.
No, honestly, like we're so close, we're best friends, but we're so different.
The way you dress, your mannerisms, the size of your boobs, everything's kind of like the same.
Same WhatsApp group, eh?
Wow,
No.
the boobs had to
I'm
come
like
up.
my boobs are a size bigger than hers.
Yeah,
Word?
not even
Yeah.
that is the same.
Do you
It
wanna
may
use the
look
mic? Do you
like-
wanna move the mic stand a little?
Son,
Sorry,
settle down.
sorry.
A family brand.
It's a family brand.
PR Girls
okay?
Monday, Chichi. That was a hell of a bloody long intro. But welcome to that Z podcast.
Again.
I know the last time you guys were
you.
on, and if people watch episode 3 closely, where we had the PR Girls first time, in the intro, we actually had to edit out the part where we say, welcome to They've Made It in Life, because we feel you guys have made it in life and all that.
Yeah.
And I was sweating like pork on a spit that day. And I'll tell you why.
He
He's laughing.
actually was.
I
He
was.
actually was.
And I'll tell you why.
You know,
I'm-
like we're like comforting you. Like you're great. You're doing great. You're doing amazing.
Why were you lying to this man?
No, but like
Now they were
that-
trying to
you know,
encourage me to do better.
Yeah.
Now
like,
I'll tell you why I was
yeah.
sweating. I've been in the entertainment industry, yes, for that long. What, 15, 16 years?
Yeah, a long time.
Jesus,
But-
you're old.
I'm a radio
Yeah.
person.
Wow,
I've
that's
never presented on camera before. The day we did that.
yes.
So half the time I'm wondering, how am I looking on the other end? You know what I mean? So
yeah.
it really messed with my
See
psyche.
why I called you
Yeah.
vain yesterday?
I'm now, it's taken over 50 episodes for me to get used to being on camera.
You
50
know what?
episodes
You don't
for me to get used to
don't
it.
need to stress. You look amazing on camera.
And
Serious.
it doesn't
Thank
show
you.
at all.
Do
Do
you
not
look
miss heaven
amazing.
because of these small
Oh, no,
lies.
this is not cold.
Yeah. Sorry, can we
It's
have
not crisp. It means it's not cold.
Thank you.
Please just a little bit longer. Just put more ice and give it 10-15 minutes. Yeah. Thank
Sure.
you so much.
So the last time we
Very
did this,
particular,
that
huh?
was
Very.
three years ago. We shelved that episode for 2 years and showed it last year as That Z podcast.
Yeah.
And on that episode, we spoke about, you guys coming up in the game, how you guys moved from Zambia to Australia, back here to start a premium PR agency. Let me tie
talked
this.
about a lot.
We talked about a lot
did, we
actually
did.
in that 20
Yeah.
minutes. And it's 20 minutes
Yeah,
long.
It was a lot.
Yeah. Let me tie my next question into the title of that episode. We called it They've Made It in Life. And you guys have done quite a number of projects. You've got a huge body of work that the PR girls have done right now. Do you feel like now you've made it? From the past 3 years that we haven't spoken on this show? Have you made it in life now?
You know what? That question is it's a huge question because I don't know about you, Monde, but I don't feel we've made it. And that's just because the vision is so huge, I guess, that all these projects that we do kind of feel like we're still in uni. Like we're learning and we haven't been given our first job yet. So it's not like they're not valuable, but I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
there's still so much more to learn and unlearn and so many more mistakes to make. And every time someone says they feel like we've made it, it's like, what? Because I'm like, we're looking at the 3, 4, 5 years and we're like, have we done enough? And we feel like COVID, funny enough, was opposed to the rest of the world, but it really made us look at our pace of growth, what worked, what didn't work. So now we feel even more retarded, if I can put it that way,
Yeah.
because we had that 2 years to like test our skill, if I can put it that way.
But you know what? The other perspective is, the question or the statement, I've made it.
Mm.
Is
Yeah.
so final.
Yeah.
I will tell you this though. We will be, PR Grow Media will be turning 7 next year, May.
Yeah.
And I think for the first time in the 6 years that we've been in business, I can quantify our growth.
Yes.
Bank balance,
Ooh, how's that looking now?
Hefty.
Our friends.
growth in our
confidence.
skill
It
as
can be
professionals.
Yeah.
No, it can be. And
Yeah.
listen to
Can
actually
be.
what I'm saying. Because I think the toughest part about being an entrepreneur is you always want more. You always will. Even when I make or when we make as a business $1 billion, $1 trillion, you will always want more.
Elon Musk is still working.
You know what I mean?
Zuckerberg is
But-
still
Yeah,
working.
exactly.
exactly. But I feel that for the first time as an entrepreneur, 6 years in, I can quantify because I'm a practical thinker. I can quantify the growth in terms of now I can do an event in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Now Chichi can write a press release in 10 minutes,
Yeah.
despite the pressure. So all of
Yeah.
those are quantifiable growths in your
Yeah.
career, and also as individuals, as entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Because when you're 1 year in, 2 years in, 3 years in, 4 years in, you're in hustle mode. You don't even have time to stop and think, what am I good
Exactly.
at? What is my market
Yeah.
position? Am I charging enough? Am I, so
are
as
you
a
working
business-
smart? Are
Yeah.
you working the right way?
Yeah.
And this is where we're really different, because for her, she looks at the numbers, and for me, I look at impressions, because I'm from a PR background and she's from a banking background. So she's always going to look at the figures, and the figures don't lie. But for me, as a creative and a PR background, I'm like, one market is not enough. We need to go into Lagos. We need to go into Kinshasa, DRC. We need to go.
But that already is an indication
You know?
that we've reached our cap in the Zambian market, which is
Yeah.
quantifiable growth.
Exactly.
Right.
So I think the statement that you asked K Plus of have you
Have you
made
made
it?
it?
Yeah. I mean, how do you
think
feel
the
about that?
statement is more we have grown.
We have grown.
Only
Right.
because the I have made it
It's
is
too
final.
Too final.
Yeah.
Because when you have a vision that is like global, and you want more audiences, and you want more clients, you want more experiences,
Yeah.
I have made it is almost like there's nothing more to achieve. Like I've done it all. And I just
never
don't
true.
think, it's never true. I don't think that you
I mean,
ever
look,
get to
unless you're
Maybe
Jeff
for
Bezos
some.
and you're just giving away your money and your billions, that is making it. Because I don't think that guy is like.
But even
he's
that's
just
from
giving
your
away
point
his
of
money.
view. Maybe he
But
wants to buy a planet.
making it is subjective. It
Exactly.
varies from person to person.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
Kalenga said,
How do you feel?
The richest person in the world right now is still hungry and is still ambitious because he feels he hasn't made
Yeah.
it. And then you have people that have achieved far less, but they're content because they had a mark that they set,
Yeah.
and once they hit it,
Yeah.
they say, I've made it.
Yeah.
Anything beyond that is a bonus.
It's a bonus. Yeah, fair enough.
Because when you
Yeah.
don't have
Actually
when you
get
don't
that.
have a mark,
a
then how then do you feel? Okay, we've reached the pinnacle of what we wanted to,
Yeah.
what we set out
Do you
to
know what it
achieve.
is, Elson?
strange,
And I
like-
think for us, I really like that, because it's true. Then when do you know when you've made it? Because
Right.
if we're saying it never feels like that, and yada yada yada,
Right.
and you don't have a benchmark.
There you go.
I think it's because for us, our work is our lifestyle. So we don't ever want to reach, like, we don't ever want to be
You want to be on the journey for the
Yeah.
rest of
yeah,
your
it's
life.
the way we want to live our life. Like when we tell people, like, we want to do Beerville until we're 80. So we're going to be those 80-year-olds at Beerville, like,
Yeah, like we want to do
in
the
bum
podcast till the
shorts
wheels
and
fall off.
drinking beer.
Yeah,
Imagine a
Yeah.
sarcastic old Elson.
Oh,
Doing a
man.
podcast,
that
yeah.
would be that rich. So yeah, I guess
I
it's a
can't
lifestyle.
imagine you old though.
No?
And doing this still.
You need
Don't
to pull
worry,
up one of those
Botox
apps.
fixes
I
everything.
mean, exactly.
You need to pull up one of those apps, an
Yeah.
old version of Elson. Yeah, guys, it's a great
Why are you
lifestyle.
looking at me like that? Because you
talking
can't
about-
picture me old?
And sarcastic.
No, but
And I think you want to be one of those very insultious old men.
yeah, because if you notice how old people get away with sarcasm and being rude,
Yeah, they do.
You've noticed
And for
that.
you, but like
sarcasm on a young person is like, ish, who pissed
rude,
you
yeah.
off?
Yeah.
But when you're
But on
old,
an old man, it's like, oh my gosh, he's so wealthy.
No,
and
guys, I
rich
disagree.
and-
Old people must just be friendly and soft and nice.
must be, but
yes,
not
must
be.
be.
But are they? Is the question.
Yeah, true. I
Yeah.
agree.
They
They're not
have
always
gone
very
through
nice.
so much to care
So
about
Monda, you're
anything.
older, right?
No, I'm younger.
She's the baby.
Oh, you're the younger one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, because I'm trying to figure out how many siblings have you guys got?
So we have four.
Four.
So 2 boys.
I like Kamo.
Yeah, Kamo is the reason we know each other.
Yeah.
Kamo's always like, you guys are not working with Kalenga. You guys are not working with Kalenga. And like, he's like, got like, you honestly, like, I don't want to bring up the gay conversation, but if we're rolling that way, I would be happy if you're married and you'll be my brother-in-law.
With who? With Kamo.
Yeah, because
Wow.
there's just good things to say about each other. No, he's
Editor,
not.
editor, please cut that part out. Please cut that part out. Let's start. Start again.
Where's Kamo?
He's in Australia.
He's in Australia.
Kamo
So our
lives in
brothers live in Australia.
Yeah. So he's
Is that why you
married.
like him?
Well, we met in Australia and
Yeah.
Why did your voice just become so high pitched?
about what? When I said
Wow,
Australia.
look at him.
No, we
you
met in
listen,
Australia.
Elson, you're saying a lot.
Elson is
Without saying a lot.
Without saying a lot.
We met in Australia through Lombe, and we just
Yeah.
clicked. And no, not Ben Lombe.
I mean, while we're on the topic,
Have you guys had Ben Nombe on the show?
no.
You
No,
must.
you
I
must.
No, thank
absolutely
you.
love him.
He is an
Why?
amazing ball of
Because
energy.
anything you want to know about Ben, just Google him, you'll find him.
Really?
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
No,
He
really?
shares a lot of himself.
There
I
you
guess.
go.
That guy is one of the
But I
most
love him.
hardworking
No, true.
creatives
true.
I know, and I
Ben,
think
yeah?
he has a he
And I'm
doesn't
he's way
share a
too-
lot.
Yeah, he's way too busy to be on the podcast.
He's way too what?
Busy.
Busy.
He's way too busy. Yeah, he
Like with the
hustles.
looks or
He works.
his nature?
I don't know. Whatever you'd want to.
You guys have to catch him at one of our events. Like
No, it's okay.
sometime,
No, we're
yeah.
good.
Yeah, we will.
No, you're good.
We're good.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we're
I'd
good.
actually
Okay.
like to have a chat with him and just see what the man is about.
You can. I've got his
okay.
phone number. Do you want it?
Okay, guys, can we talk
What now?
about our brothers? Because
Yeah, Kamu. So yeah, I was
That
explaining
conversation is
how
gonna
I
get
met
us-
Kamu in Australia, and he kept talking about the PR girls, and then I didn't know much about you guys, but like maybe a few events you had done. But he
Yeah.
also kept raving on about you guys.
Yeah.
Little did I know that he was also talking about me to these guys. So when I
Yeah.
came back, is when you guys like a month later booked me
Yeah,
for that
yeah.
Valentine's gig at the Sarova Hotel.
Man,
Oh,
that gig
yeah.
was so good. I just wish we had more people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
It was
such
probably
a
a
vibe.
vibe.
It was
It
such
was.
a vibe.
Singles party.
Yeah, we had the Valentine's singles party.
It was a singles
yes.
party, dude.
Yes.
And were you single then?
Funny thing about this singles party.
And were you single then?
No. I was married
funny
then.
enough,
I was
we
a
had a
DJ and
lot of-
MC.
Married,
But
not definitely
chicks
not single
showed up,
people.
but you know, guys are not gonna come up to a singles event because, for obvious reasons,
Yeah.
No, what reasons are those?
most of the guys are gonna come already dating. So why are they gonna be seen at a singles
Yeah,
party?
because we had a lot of girls.
There were a
but
lot,
not
dude.
enough.
It was
enough.
raining chicks at that party. Literally, you would have loved to be there.
I bet you love to be there right
I
now.
was busy on stage emceeing and DJing, bro. I was doing
Yeah.
two jobs that night.
But you were looking. I saw.
I wouldn't
Even
deny
from on
that.
stage,
Yeah,
you
I
were
wouldn't
like,
deny that. Yeah.
Don't
Giving
get this man in
shout
trouble.
outs.
Don't get
But
this
don't
man
put me in trouble now.
No, but he's getting everybody on this
One
side
of our
trouble.
crew members is already in trouble.
Oh yeah, yeah. Go waking up.
It's wild. No. He was very well behaved. He was very well behaved.
Nah, I
No
was very
pressure.
well-behaved.
But it was a really cool party.
It was.
So like, Kamu always asks, like, you guys need to do more work. That guy is a great talent because he loves podcasts, by the way.
Yeah, he does.
Like,
I
he
really,
loves
he hasn't even given me
podcasts.
feedback about this. Is he watching
You know
That's
what?
a podcast?
He's the type.
yeah,
like,
I think he's
he'll
watched
give
a couple.
feedback when it's negative. Like, mate, you gotta
Oh,
stop.
that type,
So if
yeah.
he hasn't, it means you're doing
You're
great.
doing great.
Oh, great. Thanks a lot, Kamu. And I know you're watching this episode.
With Vaseline.
You guys have. Nah, he's not that type. He's married. You guys
Oh, wow.
are, like a major PR powerhouse in Zambia. Would you attribute your success to you being female? And by that, I mean, if you're going to get into an office where there's a man, you're definitely getting the job because, of course, you look good, you talk well.
Well, are you saying they're talented?
No, I'm coming to that. If they get into an office and there's a
Awesome.
woman, of course they have to exhibit talent and all that. And then women are just supporting women a whole lot
Yeah.
more. Do you feel you're succeeding mostly because you're females, or is it just because you're good with the job? What do you think your success is attributed to?
You're a lot. You're saying a lot.
Yeah.
And it's everything. Honestly, it's everything. I don't think it's one thing away from the other. I think it's most importantly like how we treat people. I think we have a family business principle. So when we work with people, we work with them like with the heart, if I can put it that way. The business is great, the money is great, but I think just working with people that are adding to that PR growth story, and I think over the years, the people we've worked with have driven that, that PR machine that you're talking about. Because there's a lot of other people that we haven't worked with, because remember, we're branded as premium and lifestyle and luxury.
Right, yeah.
So that can't be everybody, which means that you have a very thin, thin audience. Not everybody is exposed to you. And the people who are, they really do drive that PR machine.
You're like the
I believe.
iPhones of the industry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine putting iPhone lovers in one room.
Yeah.
There won't be that many.
Yeah,
Maybe
true.
now they are, I don't know, but yeah. But it's,
No, half of us that use iPhones really don't like them.
Him, it was peer pressure.
Yeah, for me it was
that's
peer
exactly what I
pressure.
mean, because it's like a work thing as well. I remember there was a time that I had a different phone from her, and then just airdropping.
it made work
It just
difficult.
made work
It
difficult.
was peer pressure, but then I found it's good for branding actually.
It is.
Have
And
you
that's
ever
why I
walked-
said it's
Yeah.
the look.
Have you ever
Yeah.
walked
It's
in a
also the
room
look.
Yeah,
and everybody's in their laptop? You will notice the person using a Mac.
stands out. Yeah.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. And look, I guess that's what branding does.
Yep.
And, to
Yeah.
answer a bit of your question, Kalenga, for me, I like to simplify it because then we'll sit here for 5 hours. Because to create a brand has so
Yeah.
many elements.
So
but
many.
the biggest one that I think I will tell a younger self of mine or like other people in conversation, work hard. You have to
Yeah.
work hard. You
Yeah.
have to add strategy to your work. And the problem is we are sleeping half the time. And
Mm.
sometimes you can sound as if like, oh, I'm on a
Like
high
Kim-
horse.
like
No,
Kim
I am where I
Kardashian.
am because I
Just
work
work.
hard. Me and this
Yeah.
girl don't sleep.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
launch, we got this job 2-3 days ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
We are at a hotel. They're entertaining people. Setup can literally only happen between midnight and 6
6 in the
p.m.
morning, yeah.
She
Exactly.
has a PR press release to look at and align with the head of PR. At what time are you doing all of this
If
if
you're
you're
sleeping?
sleeping? Because sometimes it's not about 9 to 5. And PR and hospitality and lifestyle has
Yeah.
no working hours.
Yeah.
And a lot of people look and say, oh, how are you where you are? And for me, I'll put it simply. Yes, what Chichi has said plays a huge role, but an even bigger role or equally important role is putting in the hours and working
Yeah.
hard, not
Yeah.
forgetting your strategy.
I mean, the principle lies
As well.
The principle is the same. You put in the hours, you yield a successful outcome.
Yeah.
I think in Zambia, like we have this thing. I keep telling Monde, like, yeah, our people badi temo kuinuka.
Yeah.
Ndeya kunganda. Uleya kuisa, the work is still not done. I think there's just certain things that are just so clear. And sometimes you even feel like you're being inhumane because you're asking people to work a little harder. But I think successful companies, successful people, successful projects are successful because of the people and the hours they put in.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
also the huge thing that like she mentioned, apart from the work, like what I've just mentioned to you, you need to have synergy with the people you work with.
Absolutely.
So if I'm emailing the group PR Trade Kings at midnight asking for her to confirm a press release,
she has to be
has
awake to approve it.
To approve it.
Bridget.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bridget.
Oh, and she's awake.
Yes, and she's
Yeah,
awake.
yeah. I've heard
And
of her
Bridget,
work
like
ethic, yeah.
I
Yeah.
love her and I've learned so much from her. She's always ready. That woman drives around with 3 outfits in her car, ready to go wherever she's needed.
Wow.
That is how intentional you got to be in this job. There's always something that comes up.
You guys and your work ethic, have you always been this way or you picked this up from your travels around the world? And I bring this up because a lot of people a lot of people I meet who complain about Zambians being lazy are people who've traveled a lot. And I'll give you an example of Gesh. When Gesh just moved back from the UK, he would
Yeah.
complain bitterly about working with Zambians and how Zambians would always be lazy.
I mean, that's another man with
Why
a
are we
sick
just
work
lazy
ethic.
as Zambians, man? And
That's another man with a sick work
I know, that's why I brought him up, yeah.
I think the principle of hard work, maybe
Zambians don't know it. We don't know it.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
But I think that we get it from my mom.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
she's always.
Do you have different moms?
No, we have the same mom.
same mom.
I've seen siblings always do that.
My mom.
We
our
get
mom.
it from my mom.
Oh, she said mine?
Yes.
She said mine.
She
Yes.
said,
I
she
said
said
ours.
mine.
She's taking-
No,
That's
you
why I
said
said
mine.
you're a bit
possessive of
actually.
your
Yeah,
mom, eh?
sometimes
Yeah,
I do
she's
this
the
thing
baby.
where I
She's the
think I'm the
last
only
born.
child. Sometimes
Yeah.
I like to do that.
My mom. And there's four of them,
my mom.
Oh yeah, she's my mom.
Not ours.
Not ours.
Yeah, but she's
when
ours.
when the issue is like, listen, call your mother. Like how is she my mother
All of a
now?
sudden.
All of a sudden.
When I'm not too happy, I'm like, Chichi, call your mother because.
Yeah. But
Um,
you see, mom is so hardworking.
Yeah.
She's always up to something.
Oh,
Always
yes.
up to something.
Oh, yes.
That woman just doesn't take unnecessary holidays. She's raised us on holidays are to be earned.
Yeah.
So ask yourself, have you worked? Have you clocked in your hours that you meant to clock in per day, per week? And do you deserve? Because sometimes I see people going on holidays even when like they haven't earned it. And I'm like, how? I feel so bad. And I mean, I have to work on it now because we're in an industry where you must rest. You can't be burnt out. Creativity is, like at zero when you don't rest. But I still have that guilt around taking a holiday when I haven't earned
Finished
it.
especially when you haven't
Yeah,
finished
like
your work
even
either,
going
yeah.
home, like, and you see, this is the thing, because of people relations and learning how to work with people, you have to manage people. Because if I'm asking you to stay here until 2 a.m., Monday and I were setting up this event until 3 a.m. and we sent our staff off at midnight.
Yeah.
And for them, that's a lot because we've had to do a lot to engineer that type of work culture. Like you don't go home until the job is done. Drink your coffee, 2 hours of rest, and of course they're compensated well, because that is the principle. You work
Hard.
and
Then there's
hard.
compensation, yeah.
Exactly. Because like you said, if you've worked in foreign markets before, people get paid per hour. You don't get into work at 12, leave the office at 4, and get your normal salary. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So even our team, we're raising on them on that culture that your hours reflect your pay.
Yeah. And
so
you know what? Like Chichi, to kind of add on to that, you know, when you're an agency like ours, we really get excited when we get clients that share the same working principle with us. And I think Trade Kings is one of those, because I know we've done several, you know, campaigns and launches with them, and it's always great. They're always keeping us in check. We're always keeping them in check.
No excuses.
There's no
Team,
excuses.
no excuses.
So when you find a company that has the same working principle of, listen, work hard and let's get it right and let's win together, it's just a great synergy, and it propels your growth.
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you came early, you noticed that the guys were quite last minute. They were putting on a new thing.
Oh,
and last night we were
New
here and
stickers
they
and stuff,
had one. Their management came here and they said it's the wrong shade
Of red.
And they had to change that. But do you see that? The
But at
principle
what
of
time?
excellence.
Because that happened at maybe 10, 11 o'clock last night.
Last night.
So at what time
Do you correct
do you
all this?
correct it?
Exactly.
And yet you guys showed up at 9
And
and
we
the
found everything
correction had
ready.
happened.
Had happened.
And
Pure
the,
witchcraft.
Witchcraft.
I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know who your sangoma is, but you really have a
you
good
need to
sangoma.
plug into your sangoma, yeah. Clearly.
No, it's real, because even that sangoma helped. There was no rain today, guys.
Oh yeah. An outdoor event planned in the rainy season.
Exactly.
You guys.
So,
Shout out.
do you guys draw the line somewhere, right, where you will not work with a certain group of people, with a certain organization, regardless of how much money they throw at you? Imagine atheists saying we are throwing an antichrist party, but they've got like $1 million to spend on this.
Wow. You know what? I think fortunately we've never been in that situation. We've never.
We have a client that doesn't fit,
and now I'm
fit
actually
your brand.
wondering, like, do we like money too much? Like we've never.
But would you draw the line somewhere?
Of course.
Of course.
Of course. Of
Not
course.
all- we always say this, not all money is good money.
So where do you draw the line?
We draw the line at where, like I said, family values for us is really important. We run our business on that. I think goodwill, obviously that as well. Ethics, obviously that. Like, we're not going to take drug money. We're not going to, work for a
But
company.
do we know when it's drug money?
No, but
That's
it's
my
good.
point.
No.
Because drug dealers are not gonna say, "Hey, I just sold cocaine and this is how much I made."
Just want to launder the money
You know,
through
that
you,
is
and you
a
wouldn't
really
know.
good question.
That's actually
Have
a really
we ever
good
said
question.
no to
No.
a really good job because of
Ethics.
Ethics or
Yeah.
I don't even think we've been put in that.
No, we've never been put in that situation. Although there were times in our budding years where we dealt with clients that were chauvinists. And it was really uncomfortable. Do you remember? I don't know. We can't mention names.
You can't mention it. 'Cause they're
But
a client
it was at a
yeah.
jazz restaurant that is now no more. And we were sitting at a table and we were doing, it's a whiskey brand. And we're trying to
You're
put
saying a
something
lot.
together. We didn't work with that brand for 3 years.
Yeah, until they changed their management. Yes,
management.
that's something that we actually
wait. So how were they chauvinists?
I mean, just comments, condescending,
disrespectful,
disrespect, abuse of models.
Yeah.
I think at PR Grow, we really came onto the market at a time when there were no female-led advertising or management in the creative industry, fashion models. And these models are very vulnerable because they want gigs. It's a small market. You want to be on an advert. You want to be seen. And the men in the industry would take advantage of that. Yeah. And we saw that happening.
Yeah. On our platform.
Yeah. And we just couldn't have it. We said, listen, no. You want to take her out. You want to do whatever you want to do.
Oh, they were trying to smash the models.
Yes, they were trying to smash the models.
They were being highly inappropriate.
Highly inappropriate.
And I remember we actually dropped that client.
Yeah.
And
did you see the gig
money.
through? Did you see the gig through, or did you stop halfway?
We saw the gig through, obviously, because we're already in it. It would have been unprofessional to cut it at that point.
The e-wallet already hit.
Yes.
Cause something.
Yes,
but
cause something.
every time they came back,
we refused.
Yeah. Until they changed their entire
And
mind.
did you tell
we
them why?
knew it was something that they wouldn't understand, so we didn't go to them.
So you didn't tell them why?
No, because I think it was their work culture because of the management they had.
Was it black or white people?
A mix.
A mix.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to give
So
away
they were
too much.
colored, or they were part black. They were like other black
They
people.
were
and other white
everything.
people.
mixed group.
Just no,
They
they
were
were
mixed group,
everything.
yeah.
They were everything. They were, local management, international management. It was just a bad mix, bad apples, and
Yeah, terrible.
we didn't like their approach to our work. So,
Have you ever had a client that would have like strange requests?
like what?
What do you consider strange?
Yeah, like what?
Like, I don't know, stuffed animals with big asses. I don't know, like just, I don't know, like just.
I think the weirdest one we've
Strippers.
ever gotten
Strippers, stuff,
was a celebrity, an international celebrity that asked us to
Yeah.
organize cocaine.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you work around
Yes.
that though?
Ah, dude, we were like, listen, we
Yeah.
don't go that deep.
I don't know.
A joint?
I don't know
can
if it's
organize
legal
a
because I
joint
was
for
like,
you?
listen, like I have a cousin.
Wait, do we know this person?
who does
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah, of
she's
course.
international.
I mean,
They're huge.
Jeez, and you say I can't keep a secret.
Edit that out.
Oh wow.
What?
No, but there's
female
many artists that have
celebrity
come
work with
through.
the PR girls.
Yeah.
Listen, like, and you know what?
We're
I
the
like
fact checker
gangster
here.
stuff.
Can you look at that? What female celebrity worked with the PR girls?
And you know what? This girl is crazy
There's
because
many,
she's
there's
PR,
many.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm more like operations, logistics, EDC.
Money.
So, yeah, money. Girl, don't put me on blast.
She's the one to
No,
call.
no, no. We make mutual decisions about money. And she comes to me and said, listen, there's this request coming through. I'm like, are you crazy? So I go to their handler and I'm like, okay, so what's going on? Is everything okay? I'm like, Moyet is flowing, no? Food is flowing, no? Like, are you good? Are you happy? Yeah. I just need a little
Something.
Little some.
Who is it?
And I'm like,
Did they rub their nose like little some?
no, they were blunt.
Blunt.
Yeah, like
They were
direct.
blunt,
And that was
direct.
the thing, like direct.
And I was like,
Singer or actress?
Let's go with the story, yeah?
so I'm like, okay, listen, I'll keep it 100. I can't give that to you right now. I wouldn't even
Right
know
now.
where to find it.
She gets
But I can
awkward.
meet you halfway.
She gets awkward. There's this
Wait, what's
thing.
halfway?
A joint. Can I say that?
No,
Yeah,
you can, but
yeah.
that's not halfway.
Yeah. Oh, that's not halfway?
That's not halfway.
I mean,
What's halfway?
That's entry level to
Like
compared
mixing
to
the
what they
coke
asked
with
for.
the soda.
Ah, guys, we
Listen.
don't do those things.
we don't. And we were just.
We don't do
I
those
asked her, I
things.
said,
Huh.
okay, because we were new then. We were like, the
No, don't
second,
give too much, 'cause then
Oh,
they'll know.
yeah, we were quite new.
So that's like 7 years ago. So now we've got a time frame.
No, no.
Where did the PR girls? Are you googling this? 7 years ago or 6 years ago?
I wanted, you know what?
Are
I
you
felt
checking?
challenged. You know,
Yeah, but this
Kalenga.
is the problem.
You know,
Yeah.
I felt challenged. I was like, maybe we just need to hit the streets and call us some people. You know, we can do this. Like,
You felt
No,
like
guys,
you're not
I'm
connected at
so
all
did
to
you
this
make
yeah,
person.
I felt like we were inexperienced.
Yeah.
So did you
like
make the
maybe
calls?
this is what it means to really be in the business of entertainment.
So did you
ha-
make the calls?
No, she didn't let me.
No, you came to me to
So
make it
she's the
happen because I
conscience
make
of-
things happen.
Yeah.
I like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She's daring.
Thinking
And
would-
so I like you.
And now this is
It's you
gonna
that I
come
talk to
after
on the
me.
phone, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is me. It is
And
I.
I'm like, no, Chish, because she was like, trying. Monday, are you? I said no.
Monday.
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah.
Live
And
a
then
little, boo-boo.
and then when there was like
Live
a
a
bit of a
little.
low
Nah,
energy
don't get
with
arrested
with
for
the
living.
celebrity guest, I was like, you
Yeah,
see,
you see, she needs it.
she's in, is she?
I'm like,
You
pour
see?
her drinks. I'm like telling the
She
guys,
doesn't
the
want the
waiters.
champagne. Don't give her the champagne. She wants what she wants.
Sidebar. Did you hear of the this Botswana lady that is being hung today?
What?
Is it Malaysia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
For
was caught with heroin,
Smuggling, yeah.
and today's
That is
She's being hung today.
Yeah,
No,
it's
no,
an
no, 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 no,
execution.
no. We don't do that.
And
That's
the
so sad.
Swana government has like nothing.
What can they do?
What can they do?
In China, if they catch you with drugs
Yeah,
today, tomorrow
'cause that's the thing. The laws
the funeral
of the land.
starts. Yeah, it's the laws of the land.
To
so,
the gulag.
Yeah.
Yo, guys.
I picked something. I liked how you said Moet.
No,
90
the T
Moet.
is silent.
It's not silent.
It's not.
No,
it's
it's
not.
No, it's
Is
not.
it not?
silent,
It's not.
It's not.
Are you guys lying?
It's
Dude.
never
It's
been. The tea is very
tea-
loud.
you know-
Moet.
Yes.
And every room I get into and start this discussion, 10 to 1 losing the argument because everybody in
People
Zambia
say
believes that
Moyet.
T
Yeah.
is silent. It's
No,
not.
it's
Moyet.
not.
Because we
Moet,
feel it's a
yeah.
French word when it's actually a Dutch
Yeah,
word, so the
yeah,
T is not
yeah,
silent. It's
exactly.
Moet.
Yeah.
Moet, yeah.
Moving on. You guys have worked in so many events and I would call you successful.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
would.
Thank you.
Thank you very
In my
much.
We
opinion,
accept that.
you've made it in life and you're still going. My opinion.
I like that. I
Yeah,
like that.
and you're still going.
Made it in life and still going. Okay.
You asked me a question earlier
Yeah.
before the camera started rolling, and you said, K Plus, why do you feel people hate us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like 2 hours ago. I'm
Yeah.
sure
Who hates you,
Yeah.
Boo?
you've thought about?
A lot.
There's a lot of negative comments, especially on
lot.
social
and
media.
And you know what the
Yeah.
thing is?
Why do you feel?
People actually come to us and tell us.
Yeah.
Like we get a lot of, oh my gosh, like I wish people knew, like I wish people could meet you, like people will say you are not who I thought you would be. And that's how we know. It's not like we're just here imagining the hate. No, people actually come to us and say people don't like you. Like even some of our friends, they'll be like, yeah, this is why people don't like you. Because we'll go out, and when we go out clubbing, this girl like never just wants to just do normal things.
Hey, you're right.
So she's gonna call so she's gonna call Spiro and arrange a table.
Yeah.
And the table must have pre chilled and in ice bucket, moet, right? I drink wine, but she
Yeah.
won't let me drink wine because she says she's not good for the look. So she's very intentional about how we go out, when we go out, and when we step out. So when we go out with our friends, they're like, guys, this is intense. Security, tables, everything pre-organized. Like, what? But she's insane. She's very orderly. Even like at home for Christmas, she wants all of us to wear like matching pajamas and wake up at 2. Like, and if you
Eat
play
a certain
like
breakfast.
I
remember that in the interview.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
If you play Cardi B, it's like Christmas carols. No Cardi B on Christmas Day.
Please put Mariah Carey. Find the Mariah Carey CD.
My gosh, someone needs to pay her to be like that because I can't.
Right?
So sometimes when people see that, it's, I guess maybe because our friend said this is why people don't like you.
Which is what?
That we live with intention. Like, tell me that we actually don't randomly walk into an airport without making sure that people are ready for us. Like the fact that we won't check into a hotel without sending our assistants to make sure everything is fine. Send pictures, is everything fine? Not that room, what is the window view? So sometimes it's, I guess, our friends tell us that. Like, this is why people don't like you. And tell me exactly why, because we're intentional with how we live.
Well, I've always said, when did I say this last? Oh, I was on Unscripted with Leave.
Yeah.
My father always told me, what people think of you is none of your business.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Because imagine caring about that.
Yeah, but you know what? I think if we have to go a little deeper, right?
Go deeper,
this is
Papa.
what I think. Stop,
She's wearing
Elsa.
the shoes. She's not.
If we have to go a little deeper, guys, I think my sister and I live a private, you say this, a private public life.
Yes.
Very few, we don't
Yeah.
always show our private life to the public unless we want them to see it. So Chesha, I understand what you mean, but those examples you give are very private times, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
I didn't
because-
even know half the stuff that you said about you saying
Yeah,
your
exactly,
assistants
because
to-
it's not necessarily, I guess our friends, tease us that way.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like the dislike of the PR Girl brand, because essentially I think that's what a number of people dislike. I do believe there's people that believe in my sister and I's brand, that associate with it, that actually love it,
Yeah.
except sometimes the negativity is always a little louder.
Yeah.
And for me, I'll just allude it to, that's what happens when you're different.
That's exactly what I mean.
That's what happens
Yeah.
when you're successful. Show me one person who has amassed success in Zambia and has not received any backlash of any sort.
Yeah.
So I have realized when you're good at what you do, you're gonna get people that do not like that.
I'll add two things to that.
You know,
Yeah.
Elson, you know where I was coming from?
Yeah.
I'm coming from where people exactly that is success,
the
is the way
stories
you
fly.
live your life, but
Right.
it's also you're doing too much.
Yes.
You are doing too much.
You've never seen
You're-
anybody who's doing better than you in life.
Criticizing you.
Yeah,
saying-
so like you said, the examples I gave you are private moments or whatever, but most of your private moments are the ones that leak, either through your staff or either through your friends.
Yeah.
And when we get into the club like that, you're doing too much. Why is security
Yeah.
moving you? Why are you getting special treatment and not everybody else? But even you can have it. And you say, listen, even you, just call Spiro. How many people in Lusaka have
No,
Spiro's
just
number?
work hard.
Everybody.
Just work
Yeah,
hard.
like even you
I've
can
seen
do this.
events that you guys have done, and people will not pay attention to how amazing the deco is, to how great the food was, to how good the music was. They are going to look for that one particular mishap and then run with that. Lusaka July is one example. So many things were said. I was there. I saw
Yeah.
how everything came together.
And you
Yeah.
were there the whole time, and you
yeah,
were
he,
early.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
I
we were
remember.
stealing
Yeah,
like
him and his green
our
pants,
throws
yeah.
and our No, he looked amazing.
Oh, thank you.
But you see, that's the thing.
the green
Why
pants
not
and
tell
his
the guy he
companion.
looks amazing?
Are we body shaming? Are we body shaming?
Oh no, I would never.
Is that what we're
You
doing
know
right now?
what? May this.
Oh shit,
may
Delane,
this-
please, I moved this.
May this conversation of, you know, you have to come.
Why do you like this so much?
It has to come big and better for next year's Lusaka
Big and
July.
better?
Oh
Jesus
shoot, I
Christ.
love that. And his companion.
Why do you like this so much?
Nah, I like the way she put it.
No, I
like the way
loved
she put
it.
it.
I loved
Objectified.
it. You weren't there.
I
It's a
wasn't
good
there.
party,
You
mate.
missed a really good party.
Yeah,
like,
I did.
ask
No,
him.
Elson, although I was in touch with him almost half the time, and he was telling me how things were going and stuff. And
It's such a multifaceted event. That event makes everything we do after seem petty.
Yeah, easy.
Because there's so many things that we have to look after. It's
That's
the fact
one.
that
Making
That's
noise in
one
the
of.
mic.
That's
Yeah.
one of the 48 laws
you
of power.
see the child in her, right?
That's one of the
So
48 laws of
childish.
power.
Yeah.
Make your work and your achievements seem effortless.
yeah, I remember that. Robert Greene.
Yep.
Speaking of
Don't let
Lusaka
them see
July.
you sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they
Yes.
never do, and that's what they don't like. Because they're like, how do these girls plan all of this and then show up in makeup and heels like they're a guest? We get that all the time.
I've seen you in sweats,
Yeah.
right? In
Yeah.
your work mode.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the part that they don't see.
No.
Yes, exactly.
That's the part they don't see. It's
Exactly.
a lot.
I think when people can't figure you out, they just hate.
Yeah. It's easier to hate what
You're
you don't
succeeding and they can't
understand.
figure out what you're doing. They can't figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
They'll
it's
just hate
funny
you.
because so I got an invite to the MTN Met Gala. And so these guys were very dramatic with their invites.
Yeah.
They brought an entire van with the big ass box
Wow.
and the invite. So I posted this on my social media, and then I said, the people that did not get these invites
Yeah.
are getting ready to borrow data, sit in their mother's house,
And bash.
and bash people's clothes. You
Yeah.
never see people who actually go to these events
Yeah.
saying anything bad about anybody else that is there. It's
Yeah.
always these people here.
Yeah.
That
And we
are-
have and this is the thing, you know, Lusaka July can't be for everybody.
No.
Yeah, true.
It can't be for everybody. And not everybody is even and listen, we understand. Just because you don't attend PR Grow events doesn't mean you're a hater. Some people are subscribers to the brand comfortably from
home.
their home,
Yeah.
and that support matters. We need that support. The Oscars need us to watch. How are you? We talk about the Oscars. We talk
Yeah.
about the Grammys.
The Grammys,
No chance of
yeah.
going. Maybe you've got to connect. If you guys do, holla. Because I would love to attend. I don't know
What,
how
the
to.
Oscars?
Yeah,
Like
like I
Chavula?
just no.
And Oscar, the two of them. The two Oscars.
There, you know where actresses and you know rich
That
famous
one,
people go. Yes,
Where
I
Will
wanna
Smith
go
got
there.
slapped.
Yeah,
That one.
there. Yes.
Speaking of gay people, what, did you say that August Alsina said he's gay?
I
After the
don't
whole Jada
believe
Pinkett
him.
thing.
Yeah,
it's
like a
been
Yeah,
couple of
well,
days
he
ago.
came out with his boyfriend, I think.
Yeah.
You know
Or
what would have
something
been
like that.
So
wild?
what, the Jada Pinkett was just a front, what?
No, you could be
Yo,
bisexual.
you know what?
Yeah,
I
he could
think
be
I think the
bisexual.
Pinkett family are very like fluid.
You know what would be
Yeah,
wild is
they're very
wait,
fluid,
wait
so-
until August tells you that he was smashing both Will and Jada.
That's what
I
people were
read that.
saying. No, the internet is a crazy place.
Yeah.
So people
Dude,
were saying that.
I digress. You were saying something.
I was trying to bring up the press statement that you guys put up after Lusaka July.
Yeah.
And I like that he brought up the issue of August Alsina and the whole homosexual thing because that's what sort of started making the headlines, overshadowing the events that took place at the event, the Lusaka July itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I could just quote from your press statement, Lusaka July is not an LGBTQ stage. I'll just read the first paragraph and mention a few names here. And you said in this press statement, we have noted with displeasure that there are pictures circulating online that have been fabricated and exaggerated by critics of the popular event. Please note that all pictures from the event had been taken by accredited and official photographers for the event, and from our records, we have not received any photos of a homosexual nature as purported by online critics. It is unfortunate that respectable people in our society, such as Emmanuel Mwamba, Dr. Neves Mumba, and other political figures, are capitalizing on the event and using this debacle as political espionage.
Yeah. That was a big punch.
What does gay look like?
Thank you.
That was my
Thank
question,
you.
actually. Yeah.
I actually think we should throw that out there. People need to tell us
people
what
need
gay
to tell
looks
us
like.
what
does
gay
gay
looks
look
like. Like I
And
think
why did
let's-
people make
yeah.
this conclusion?
Exactly.
Yeah. What is it about your events or
Yeah,
that particular
because
event?
I'll I'm Lozi, and I love seeing Lozi men in skirts. It is the most attractive cultural attire we have in the country. Because I believe good fashion is what makes people look twice. And I think our fashion market is realizing that wearing a normal dress or a normal suit is not really going to get you trending or respected in fashion. So bring out the drama and give people an outfit that they're going to talk about. So to attach fashion to sexuality is a very far reach. Because what if I start wearing suits? I just rebrand myself and I say, you're not going to see Chichi in dresses. I'm going to go towards more of the masculine type of fashion. Are they going to say I'm a homosexual because I'm dressing like a man?
They most likely will. So
And
that's what's
Yeah.
stupid about it.
Yeah, exactly. So for us, I think it was that confusion. But then also there was a certain photo of two men kissing from, I think, an American popular couple that married in the green attire. And this is why we called it propaganda, because a lot of that information was being sent from the PF page. And what was happening internally and externally was that we were getting a lot of phone calls and conversations that were happening off social media, where there was a serious allegation that we were taking money from the UPND government to push for gay rights.
Right.
Wow.
So we knew what was going on, and I think it took us maybe 7-8 days to even release anything.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
And even if we had denied it, I think we were forced to we ignore a lot of things about our brand. We kind of just let it out there for people to talk and, let it phase out. But it wasn't phasing out. And we realized that it had gotten political, and we needed to point out specifically our disappointment in the lack of information from a lot of the opinion leaders that were just speaking without context.
Because a lot of people started...
As you say that,
Yeah.
fact checker, do you have another microphone? Where's Martin? Is there a different microphone? Dude, I want you to Google a company called Hivos.
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 Yeah.
They are long, it's not Addis Ababa.
Yeah.
Los
I'm sure
Angeles
it's gonna
I think
Boulevard.
I've seen them around. They're very well branded. They've got these big cars.
It's
Yeah.
red as well.
Yeah.
And the Hivos is like in italics.
Yes.
So when you get it, I want you to read out what Hivos does.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why I bring it up.
Okay. So
You
that's
continue.
gonna
Yeah.
So I reckon in that moment we had so much to say.
Is that another
We
microphone?
had so many rumors to squash. The conversation had become like Chinese whispers, where someone said something, and by the time that it was getting to the
Message is
millionth
distorted.
person,
Yeah.
the message was just distorted. People didn't even know that we're sisters, and she's always fixing my hair, and
They thought
she
you guys were
loves me,
girlfriends.
and she was
Yeah.
always, she's
Yeah.
we're an affectionate family.
But you know what? Also, look, I think, the power of social media and what social media has now become in Zambia. I don't
you find
even know
this?
if it can be regulated.
Yeah.
And I say that because
Wait,
when there's a
what-
trending topic,
Regulated, what do you mean?
I don't know.
As
I
in-
don't
as
know.
in-
Regulated
as in,
in the sense
how-
that, like right now, K Plus, I can go to social media and say something completely loose or
Yeah.
a lie about the Z podcast. And
And
it
it
will
will go.
trend.
Trend.
And the next person will pick it up and spread it, add some spice.
Nobody's fact checking
And
the
just
facts.
no one is fact checking. There's no social media platform out there that you can actually trust.
Yeah.
So I also
and
kind
even
of
there's a
think
weakness
that
in the media fraternity as well. There's
Yeah.
lazy journalism. There's very lazy
Copy-paste.
journalism. Guys, sometimes I write press releases and there's typos, and I realize, oh snap, I sent out a wrong copy, and I re-email and I say, please see attached correct copy. But for the media houses that move fast, nama typo. You
couldn't
can't see.
edit.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
That's just how lazy the journalism is.
What they do.
So globally, we are witnessing increasing marginalization, shrinking civic space, and the widening gap between rich and poor. As COVID-19 and climate change continue to affect, yes, I'm getting there, to affect lives and livelihoods worldwide, it is evident that women, LGBTIQ+, and other marginalized communities are more likely to bear the social, health, and economic consequences. More so, widespread discrimination continues to impact the lives of women and people with diverse sexual orientations and gender identities.
He reads well.
So
He reminds me of
the
me.
reason
It does
why I
really-
wanted to
Yeah.
bring that up is
Yeah.
there are organizations.
We need to employ this guy. He reads well.
There are organizations in the country
Yeah.
that have been licensed by this government for gay rights. If people wanted someone to attack,
Yeah.
there are organizations
Yeah.
whose sole purpose is
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
for them to then begin to manufacture stuff around
Yeah.
an event like this is far-fetched. Do you get what I mean?
Totally. And you know, my mom said the same thing because she's a strong member of PF, and we don't F's with her career. That's what she does, and
Yeah.
she respects what we do, and we keep that balance, be excellent in what you do and I'll be excellent in what I do.
True.
And a lot of that what came up is she was also getting a lot of calls from her PF counterparts. And she was like, if there's ever been a time when I've been tempted to leave, it's when my children are being attacked, because you don't understand that when you have a young business like us that does nothing political, that isn't even interested, because I mean, guys would have also been Kuriba PF today in Benin Bonaife, but come on, like we're clearly not. No, but this is what no, we don't want to be a political agency.
Yeah, true.
And to slap politics on a fashion event that is clearly not even for that community, or any if you're a conservative in this country, you're not even supposed to look the way of Lusaka July. It's not your thing. It's not for you.
Monday,
But
there's
then-
a lot that you're thinking, isn't there?
You know what? There's so much I want to say,
I can
but
see that.
sometimes people don't really need to know what you think. So
Yeah.
I'm practicing, Queen
Discipline.
Elizabeth right now.
But I'm
Just
gonna say this.
quiet, just
But
shut up.
I'm gonna
and
say
I'll just
this.
let her run with it.
Yeah.
Not to say I'm of the same opinion
Yeah.
or thing, but I just have so much to say.
Yeah.
And it's not very nice.
So
So,
no, I
I
wanna
think
hear
it's best
I also want to hear.
Yo!
Okay, just a snippet. Give us
You
the.
don't want to hear the very nice,
we
not
wanna
very
hear
nice
it.
things.
Just the tip of it. Just the head.
No. I'll just let her wrap this topic up.
Yeah.
So
I'll
she
just
said
let her
to
wrap it
wrap it
up.
up.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, in conclusion about that issue, I think the political narrative was totally unfair. We are not politicians. We do not vibe with politicians. We work with the government in power. In this case, we were working with the Ministry of Tourism to highlight the tourism potential that the event holds. And if I'm to turn this conversation to something positive, right, it's the fact that we had 10 countries and celebrities from 10 countries, and that this event was trending in 10 countries. It sucked that it was trending for the wrong thing, because Swana papers were reporting about how one of their own was victimized in Zambia, So I just think there was a lot that we wanted to say about how we ruin Zambian things. We ruin Zambian things that have potential to do great for this market without pettiness sometimes. So I don't know, Monday, if I can wrap it up that way. We will continue.
I have
because-
a question for Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a question.
So for the people who say the PR girl events are sort of for homosexuals or attract a lot of homosexual people, your message to those such people?
You know what? I think our business is very much built on Chichi's and I's, principles.
Yeah.
And we do not discriminate. Men, women, children, or whatever your sexual orientation is. It's none of my business. And I think people that associate homosexuality to our events, I call them ignorant. And uneducated. And I can kind of understand maybe why they think that way, because Zambia doesn't have fashionable men. There's very few fashionable men. So when you see a well-dressed man, smelling good,
Thank you.
looking
Yeah.
good, maybe even wearing a bit of makeup, nice shoe, nice belt,
Yeah.
to you,
He's
you're
gay.
like, he's
Yeah.
gay because he's putting in too much work.
It's too clean.
He's
Yeah,
too clean,
exactly.
because a man
Yeah.
should not be that clean. So for me, I think it just comes from an ignorant perspective, and it really grinds my gears
Yeah.
and pisses me off and makes me like not such a nice girl when people say that. And
Yeah.
most of the time it means that's just not our person. It means
Yeah.
that's just someone that doesn't vibe with our
this
brand.
is what
It's not your
I
gig.
mean. It's not
yeah.
your gig.
Go to the
Like,
concert at the pub.
yeah, I mean, guys, I believe
Yeah.
in marketing,
things
or
just
even
flying
I know we're about to get some
win.
some wind, a little wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, K plus, Elson, right? there's a lot of product offering. I don't understand why you have to bash the big three cornflakes when there's other options.
True.
Why are you going to social media to bash these cornflakes? Just don't buy it. Buy what you like.
Exactly.
It's that simple. So
I say the same thing about a
yeah.
podcast as well. People come to
Yeah.
me and they say, dude, why are you going to a podcast with flip-flops?
This is not TV.
There's people that say that shit.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Number one,
No.
Kaling and I started this. So I'm going to wear, if I want to come here with my boxes, I'm going to come in here with my boxes.
It's our show.
If
Exactly.
you want someone that wears suits, there is.
ZNBC.
GBK.
Exactly.
ZNBC.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I think to add on to that, I think
Yeah.
Zambians need to learn to show respect for the work that goes into brand building. And I say this because they are so eager to pull up their little armies that pull down brands.
Yeah.
I've seen that even with other people's brands, and this is why I'm not going to make it about PR Grow Media and our work, because I see it
Yeah, we're
happening
not
to
the
other
only
people.
ones.
We're not the only ones. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, ooh, pity party, the people hate us or whatever. No, Zambians don't like success. They don't like the way it looks. They don't like excellence. Why can't we just all be lazy? Why can't we all be broke? Why can't we all just be unhappy? So you're too happy, you're too successful, you do too much,
You don't fit into the mold. so,
Exactly,
yeah.
you don't fit into that. And I just always say this, like, if there was ever a country to try that Truman show, it will be here. Because people are happy just driving the same car,
Every day.
going
Routine.
to the same place,
Routine.
right? Routine, drinking the same thing.
But equality has never worked.
And that's the
And
thing.
nobody really actually likes equality.
No, they don't, but they find comfort in it.
They do.
Because it doesn't
Yeah.
make you feel
But
like
wait,
a loser.
Hassan, when you say equality, what do you mean?
As in everyone on the same level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is not realistic. Impossible.
That's what
my
he's
point.
saying.
I don't work
exactly.
as hard as I work to be on the
Just
same
to
level
be-
with everyone
Yeah.
else. I want
Same
to
here.
yeah.
You want to live life on your terms, the way you want
you
your
wanna
life
live
to
life
be.
on your terms.
That's
You
why
want
you
to
put
be
in the
grouped up
extra
like
hours.
monkeys in a zoo.
And you know
Right.
what? I
Others,
exactly what I
others
meant.
like it.
You respect
I respect lazy people. I have such a profound respect for them.
how ironic. Yeah.
No, I do. I actually find that quite, the satisfaction with just enough. Just going into, I heard someone say, I don't go into work to be excellent.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I just want to
You
get my
know,
pay.
yeah.
That was
Yeah.
guys, you have to tell this
And-
story well.
Yeah,
Because it was like Chichi and I, a best friend of our best friend, he actually works for Bank of Zambia. He's in comms there. And then this guy
Shout
was,
out.
can't say
Feel free, man. Feel free.
Yeah.
and this friend was visiting from Uganda, and we're all talking about careers and work,
and,
we
yeah.
are going in.
Yeah.
And then he just comes and joins the conversation and says, "Yeah,
I'm not
guys,
trying to be
I'm not trying
excellent.
to be excellent.
I go to work.
I go work.
I'm not trying to build an empire. I do my hours. I leave. I'm a little piece of the big machine, and I'm happy playing that little piece.
Wow.
And for me, guys,
There
it was such
there
a
was
challenge.
a moment of silence.
And I learned this
In the
thing
room.
about us ambitious people,
Always wanting
go-getters,
more.
that want to like we want to force ambition on people.
others, yeah. I think I'm like that as well.
Yeah,
And I
like
always-
no.
And it's toxic.
It's toxic. It
Yeah.
actually is
On people who are
toxic.
lazy.
On people who are
Yes.
lazy,
So
yeah.
when I say I have a respect for lazy people that are like, listen, I don't want to do too much. Or women that just say like, listen, I just want to be a slave queen. I just want to be a housewife.
yeah.
I ain't trying to be great. I just want to look pretty and get paid for it. And
Yeah.
you know what? I respect that because it's honest.
But some of the and you know what? This is the thing. And Chichi, you give the examples of a housewife or a slave queen. Listen, a lazy person, woman or man, actually doesn't make an effort to be excellent at anything.
At anything.
I can look at
yes,
being a
you
housewife
can be an excellent
or a
housewife.
slave
That's
queen,
true.
But
And you
that's
can be an
work
excellent
too.
slave queen. Yes.
That's work too.
Yes, and you know how I realized like slave queening takes work? There's sometimes where we have to look good for events, but then the hustle is so
You have
real.
to slay.
And you look at your nails and you're like, oh man. You look at your hair and I'm just like, it's a lot of work.
And you give it up to like the
Yeah,
slave
you are
queens. You're
like-
like, because the slave queen
yeah.
is always on point.
Always in the salons. And do you know how
Guys,
long
I
the queues
aspire
are
to
in
be
the
a slave
salons?
queen.
Yeah. Yeah, she would make an amazing slave
Yeah,
queen.
I aspire to be a like and I actually really try, and I think that's where I
I
help
think maybe
Chichi.
you should define slave queen. Because
Guys, okay, to me, I think a slave queen is just a woman that really uses like 99% of her time to look good, feel good, smell good,
And that's what
go
gets
to
her
good
money.
places, and yeah. That's what I think a slave queen is. So I think I low key want to be a slave queen for life, and I think I try. I really try, and then I grab my sister's hand. I'm like, yes, let's be slave
Do
queen.
this.
Because if I had it my way, I would be in pajamas, watching TV, drinking wine.
All day, every day.
All day, every day, working off my laptop. Like, I'm okay. I don't know what it's like to wake up in the morning and not have a to-do list. Every day I work. I work every day.
Yeah.
I like I was telling her the other day,
Every
like,
time I call you, you're busy doing something. Sometimes you won't pick up and call me back late. to say
yeah,
you're busy.
like
even
I'm
on a
busy.
Sunday morning.
Yes.
Yeah, we work every day.
Because
We
I work
every day.
Sunday mornings, I sleep in a little, so I'll have 4 hours of work, 10 to 2 o'clock. So 10 to 14 hours.
Yeah.
And then we usually take Sundays like sister days.
Yeah.
Those are our sister days. But then even then, we always are working, and we didn't realize until, like, we have to get away from each other to take a break sometimes.
Wow.
Because we slip into sisters, business partners. Like, we could be here and we're like, oh my goodness, did you see that? We need to do this for that event. And that's how some of our best ideas come out.
How do you
Speaking of events,
Yeah.
sorry, how?
how do you guys distress?
Ooh, I like to gossip.
Distress?
days.
Yes. And
Spa
she
days, yeah.
tells me, her and mom always tell me, like, Chichi, gossiping is a low trait. It's a poor personality trait. And I'm
So
like, I
call it
care.
a low tier trait.
Yes.
I hate gossiping.
But she listens
You're like me.
anyway.
I hate it.
So you
but I
know
have
what?
to
But do you know
listen.
the kind of gossiping I do? I'm like, did you notice that person and that person haven't been posting their social media content?
Nah,
I
fam.
think there's a breakup.
must-
Nah, that's never me.
No?
Nah,
I
I'm not
love
that
it. I love it. Like that distress. Because that is the only time my
That's
mind is
Zintle
petty.
Pelton.
Off work.
Yeah,
and
that's
petty,
the only
yeah.
time that my mind is petty. And then I remember, like, oh, she doesn't enjoy it so much. So now I just have to, like, go back to being serious, Chichi.
Speaking of events, let's talk about the event space. There's the beef between you and RNG. Is this real or is
Is
it?
there really?
Let's find out.
You know what? You know where that comes from?
Mm-hmm.
Mo, you know where that comes from? Do you know where that comes from?
Where?
That perceived or
Where
current
does
or
it come
ongoing?
from?
Please do share.
I mean, listen, we gave those guys a clear run for their money on certain clients.
Yeah,
I'll
we
say
used to
that.
mock them, I think, in the
Yeah,
beginning.
we
would
used to mock
tease
them because
Yeah.
they actually don't understand how much they inspired us. And this is the
Ah.
truth, yes. Because we meet in the workplace, but you know, there's just this silent thing where, you know, a client will either go for RNG or PR girl back in the day. But I think now we've defined ourselves. So there was this perceived competition, especially with one of our events, the Oktoberfest. So we introduced it as Oktoberfest Lusaka when they were in Chisamba. And that was deliberate because we were trying to cater for the market that was slightly older and didn't quite like the road trip. So it was a market solution, but then they moved to Lusaka,
And
then
we changed ours
we
to-
changed our name to Beerville,
Beerville.
so that we don't
Oh.
cause market confusion. So that's how now we had to kind of switch it up to Beerville, your favorite city, Oktoberfest.
Because I also kind of think that RNG has been known for the Oktoberfest. The
Yes.
way PR Girl Media is known for Lusaka,
Lusaka July.
So I think
Yeah.
when we gave an alternative to their event, which
Yeah.
generally is is a German tradition, I think they felt some type of way, and the market kept talking. I don't know if they felt some type
Yeah.
of way, but there's no beef.
There is
Those
no
are our
beef.
boys.
We work with them. Even this event.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's why I brought it up.
The
Yeah.
truck was around.
And I heard a
and
comment.
I love teasing them.
Yeah.
Because at Lusaka, every event I tease them. I'm like, you know, I'm always like, you know, I love like that banter with them.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing about market positioning. It's always great to have competition. It's like rap music. If you listen to hip hop, there's always the underdog hitting at the big dog because that gets them out, you know. It's like
You know, it's funny how Lusaka July is done in August.
it's
In
done in
September.
September.
Oh, do you want
Yeah.
to know the story behind that?
Please do share.
COVID
COVID.
day. COVID happened.
Oh,
So is it always
Yes.
done in July?
Yes,
Yes,
it's always
because
been
before it was always in July. In fact, the second Saturday in July.
Yeah.
But
cold
because
then,
of
no?
yeah, but
Exactly.
it's a winter sport.
So
You know,
the last
horses
2
are
years,
at their
2020
best, yeah.
and 2021, people were just like, this is so much better. And I'll tell you this, September has more corporate money than July.
Right.
Because budgets freeze, literally. Yeah. Hello, in the winter?
Yeah,
freeze.
I get it.
Okay.
Wordplay. She's feeling like a rapper.
Yeah, we see that.
Yeah, you know, I love him.
And now you've got other players coming on the market like Blink.
Yeah. Who's that?
Who's Blink?
What? Word?
Who's that?
Blink. What do you mean Blink?
You've never heard of Blink?
Blink.
Events agency.
Well, not just events. They do marketing, right?
Oh,
But now
Lusaka.
they- yeah.
Lusaka.
But now they're into events as well.
Are they?
They're the ones that are doing the Met Gala for MTN.
Ah, okay.
I mean, let's give them 3 years and then let's see.
Because I think he recently just started that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's
Yeah.
really the same as us. I don't know what.
I mean, Lusaka is a great marketer, and I
Yeah,
think
I
Blink
think
Marketing
amazing guy,
has
yeah.
a lot. I think we needed a cool advertising agency because that's the thing that
Yeah,
people.
I actually think that's
he's
what
more
it is.
ad, and if he's going into events, that's great. I'm really interested to see.
The one tonight is events,
Yeah.
and they did that.
Oh wow, there's an event today that they're planning.
I just said it.
Oh, the
MTN Met Gala.
Met Gala.
Oh, okay,
No, I haven't
okay,
seen that.
okay.
Anyway,
but you know the way I see it.
Tell me
and-
how you see it, Chichi,
Yeah, the way I
with
see
your
it.
Gucci shades.
Thank
I'm sure
you.
you've got like 20/20 vision right now, huh?
Ooh, it's
I
perfect.
know you can't
It's
recognize mine
amazing.
because they're limited edition, but that's
Ooh,
fine.
talk about it.
Show.
That's fine.
Wow, wow. I love you for it. Let them know.
No, I'm
the
kidding.
way I look at it is we started out as a PR agency that was founding our own events. So we don't do client events and brand them as ours. So from an internal marketing perspective, if Blink Marketing is doing an event for MTN, that's kind of like what we did for Big Tree Cornflakes today.
Yeah.
So for us, our competition are events that are solo, because what has happened to marketing agencies is you take on an Airtel campaign and you do an event, so it's once off.
Got it.
You get
Yeah.
what I mean? But
Yeah, I get
Lusaka
it.
July, and this is why I
Our
said
biggest client
Yeah.
is ourselves.
Yes.
I don't know whether you understand
So
that.
we own the Safari Picnic. We own the Lusaka July. We own Beerville. We own the Penthouse brand, which is now what we've taken into Kinshasa as
I
Penthouse
wanted to
Fashion
speak
branch.
about that.
Yes.
You
Because I
guys
was
were in the DRC.
Oh man!
So
we
you
love
guys
it there.
cancelled the, because you're supposed to do the penthouse party in
Yes.
December, right? So you
So
cancelled the
we-
Zambian one because of the Lusaka July backlash,
No, no,
right?
no, no, no,
No,
no,
no,
no. What?
Where did you get this information
No.
from?
What? Oh no! that has no sort of effect. They've just
I told him that.
what
earlier.
Guys, like they've just
'Cause
made
he
us
brought
so
that up.
Dude,
famous.
I'm
Now
not just
old
gonna bring up
people
something
know
out of the
us.
blue.
Old
Yeah.
people recognize us in the
Yeah.
supermarket. They're like, "Oh, it's you girls. How are you?" And we're like, "We never had that before Lusaka July." That is the only difference. Like, it has not impacted our work and our business, except just made us push harder.
That's what she said.
We'll skip that. We'll skip
Family
that because
brand,
yeah,
family brand,
family
yes,
brand.
and
Okay,
family
family brand. But yeah, to answer that, we have
Yeah.
withdrawn. The terminology is we have withdrawn
Temporarily.
because
You know why I brought this up and I phrased it the way I did? Because after the backlash from the Lusaka July, I called you.
yeah.
And we spoke quite a bit. Was it you? I can't remember who I called.
Yes,
But we
yes.
spoke quite a bit on the phone. I think that was
Yeah.
like in September, October.
Oh man, we were so emotional.
Yes, and you were very emotional that
Yeah,
day because
we
I
were
said,
so
are we going to talk
emotional.
about this on the podcast anytime
Yeah.
soon? And they said, look, there's so much
Yeah.
going on right now. We've even decided to just do away with the penthouse party in December, but we're going to mention a country that we're moving this to. Remember that? That's why I phrased it the way I did.
You know what?
Yeah.
It wasn't completely, you know, sometimes, and this is the beauty about being women, is that, yeah, this is the beauty about being women.
Focus.
I'm listening.
Because women, as women entrepreneurs, we sit in our emotion. We actually feel the hurt that the brand is getting. You know
Is
what I mean?
feeling.
Is feeling. And when we come out of it, we are back to our senses, but you don't forget the emotional impact that you feel. So after Lusaka July, we re-looked our brand and said, why is this happening? Because again, always think about what role have you played
To be in that
to be in that situation.
Right.
Right. And a lot of the answer that we got is just that we are still teaching the Zambian market. So are we really operating at our best? Because I thought we were over it. We thought Zambia had actually understood Lusaka July to be a fashion event.
yeah.
So why are you deeming sexuality on people because of their clothes? Like, it was such a backward, like Monde said, and such an ignorant sentiment from the public that it took us back to the reality of the fact that Zambia is still in the early stages of accepting lifestyle and avant-garde, you know? We're still not as modern. We may have the malls that South Africa has,
But our
but
mindsets.
our mindset are still Malawi, you know? We're still
How
deep.
was the DRC though?
DRC was amazing, refreshing. Exactly what I told
Yeah,
you.
You got
Like,
dollars, US
There's
dollars.
dollars.
It's so raw.
That's what she's saying.
yeah.
My goodness.
This he'll get us into
Wait,
trouble.
wait,
He'll
behind.
get us fired.
Event already happened in Congo.
You will
Yeah.
get us. No.
Oh, there's another one that you did.
25th. No.
So what did you do with
Congo,
the
They just want to set up. I
we
remember.
just went
Yeah.
to set up, have meetings with the right people, find the venue, get
How's that
connected.
going, man? With the language and all that.
Oh, you would be shocked.
Yeah.
Like there's such a multicultural community in
very much
Kinshasa.
Serious.
And
They
they're
speak a
mixed.
lot of French.
They speak a lot
Yeah.
of French, but
But they
Oui,
also
oui.
speak English.
I'm scared of that country.
And the gap.
I don't know why the first
The
thing that comes to
media,
my
let me tell
mind.
you, I almost think that the Congolese let the bad PR about their country
Go
run
too much.
Yes.
because they're
Yeah.
like keeping people out. Guys.
there's money there.
But the gap between the poor and the rich is like so vast.
It's vast. It's
So
so,
vast.
huge.
I
which
just
is
feel
great
the
for
moment I
us.
enter Congo, my car will be stolen.
You
I'll
know
be
why?
jacked
And let me tell
Why is
you.
it great for
Because
you?
we're a luxury brand, we're a premium
Yes,
brand.
we
And
just
unfortunately
fit in.
in Zambia, in a market like Zambia, luxury is not segmented, dare I say non-existent. You can be in Chicago's partying with your maid.
Kinshasa takwaba.
Both of you can even buy champagne. You
Mwako
can buy.
manasona bagad. That madam.
But in a
Yo.
market like Congo, it's really segmented, like you said. And for a brand like ours and a business set up like ours, we can thrive there because people are actually willing to
honey,
pay.
we will thrive
Yeah.
there. Let me give you an example.
I
It's like
went to
Zimbabwe.
buy.
People are willing to pay top dollar for
Yeah,
events.
I haven't been
you
to
know,
Zimbabwe.
right?
Did you see?
Aren't you
Did you
Zimbabwean?
see what happened to the
Yeah,
Rick
take
Ross
us where?
thing?
What happened?
They were selling VIP tickets for $5,000,
Yeah.
we saw
and the
that.
website crashed
in
because
5
people
minutes.
rushed to buy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
But-
it's crazy.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
they didn't believe.
Yeah. But you
Because they've
see,
been marketing that event for like
for a
4
while,
months.
yeah. But you know what? Let me tell you this, and this is what we noticed. And you asked, like, was moving the Penthouse brand from Lusaka to Kinshasa because of Lusaka July. Not entirely. Yes, it brought out some frustrations because it felt like
Right,
Zambia is a
right,
market
right, I get
that,
it, yeah.
like, we've always seen Zambia as a market to learn and unlearn.
But that was a conversation we had been having for years.
For years,
until
exactly.
COVID happened.
But let me
So-
tell you a direct example, because we get into a Kinshasa club, and you know how here you have beer buckets. There they have champagne buckets. So here they have like buy a 6-pack and you get an extra one.
Yeah.
Buy a what and you get. There they have like buy a champagne bucket of 10 bottles. Like, and a bottle is like $300. And I
But
had to ask.
that's not the average club, though, is it?
No, like that's the average club. This is the thing.
Well, the clubs we went to.
I mean,
Yeah,
obviously.
that's my point. Is
I mean, we were rolling
if
VIP.
you ask the average,
Do you guys watch our
if you
Insta
ask
stories?
the average Congolese,
I'm gonna start watching that
they'll
now.
be like, "What is shit you talking about?" You know what I
Listen,
mean? So I think
let
it was
me
like
tell you, depending on how you roll, Elson, when you step into Kinshasa, you don't even see poor people. That's the disparity. You know what I mean? Like, I went to Kinshasa and I felt like I was like in an LA, like Hollywood, where everybody's wealthy.
So these news channels just show us the shittiest parts of the
I'm
Congo,
telling
right?
you, I have told you.
All
they're
I-
trying to
all I know
keep
is
you
No,
out.
but I think that's the
They're trying to keep
majority
you
of
out.
the DRC.
Yeah, but it's the majority of Africa.
No, man.
It is.
No, it is not.
It is.
No, it is not. There's
Look at them.
countries.
Okay,
Listen,
do you guys want to come with us when we have the event? Can we do
I think let's go do a
podcast
podcast from there.
I think let's
Find
do,
us a sponsor.
Yeah, because I think this debate needs
go with you
happen.
guys.
They're not coming back after everything he's been saying. No, they're not coming back. I can tell
It's
you
always
that.
Elson's fault.
Let's try something else.
it's always,
Okay, let's find a new sponsor for this. We'll come with you guys to
it's always
DRC.
Elson's fault.
Yeah, it is.
Always. No, but it's an amazing
Yeah, it's an
place. It's a
amazing
fantastic place.
And the people are
Yeah.
very friendly. They're
Yes,
very honorable. They are
yes.
beautiful people.
Oh,
You
the
see, that's
men
what I'm
are
saying.
gorgeous.
The media makes Congo look so
The
bad.
men
All we know
are
about Congo
gorgeous.
is crime.
Because it is.
I'm scared of going to Congo because of what the media reports.
I
All
I mean,
hear
listen, crime
killings.
is everywhere. Crime
Exactly,
is everywhere.
but
Crime
that's
is
all we
here at
see.
home.
But crime is more prevalent in other countries than others.
No, but I think globally, bad news travels faster.
Yeah, true. At the end of the
Than
day.
good. And
But
this
let me
is
tell
why you have to
Monday,
control
remember
it
what
sometimes.
happened, our panic attack at the airport? Because the airport
gosh.
has so much traffic, like there's so many people
It's
flying
like
in and out.
intercity
It's like
bus
intercity bus.
terminals.
Yeah. And
The
we were
only thing
just-
missing is cowboys.
Visually as
Ah.
well.
No, the cowboys are also there.
At the airport.
And you know, they even have access inside.
I wish I had a
Hey,
video.
Abalia Lusaka.
Ah,
No, because when we arrived, we did. Guys, that's a whole other
listen,
podcast.
you
Yeah.
have to be there to get it. Like, it's so
Please make it
crazy.
happen. It would be nice to have the podcast
No,
set
it
up
would
there.
I have to
actually
look
be
for a video
amazing.
and
I
hopefully
think
find it and show
people
you.
have been asking for like a part of Zambia when we start branching out, because
Right.
Yeah.
we will be branching out to other markets. And I think you guys would be great for that because you're conversational. You have to pick up on a little bit of French though.
Oui.
Oh wow.
Oh, that was me. Guys, I couldn't.
Yeah, but
Parler français,
that is
yeah?
definitely a plan.
How
Let's
do you
work
keep
on it.
your watch so clean? It's impossible. My watch is riddled with fingerprints.
This is Monday Nyambe.
Because I'm always
Very
playing on it.
pedantic
'Cause
in every
I've
sense
been,
of the
I've
word.
been
Yes,
looking at it and
yes.
I'm surprised. I'm shocked.
And when she sees people with ones that are scratched, she comes to me and she says, Chichi, I don't know how people do that. Like, why is his watch so scratched?
Yeah, because Elson looks
just
like he
like,
wipes his
let's
face
see,
with it.
let's
It's
see,
oily
let's
and
see.
fingerprints all the time.
Did you hear of the guy that was caught cheating by his girlfriend because of the Apple Watch?
No?
No.
So you
How
know
did that happen?
I
so
know,
you know
right?
how like when your heart rate goes up, so you and I can pair our watches together. You know that, right?
Remember that story?
Oh, snap.
So when my heart rate goes up, you get a notification.
Uh-huh.
And tell me why this guy's heart rate went up at 2 a.m.
Woo, child.
Girlfriend, that's
Very
panicking.
good information.
Technology is not your friend.
Oh,
That is
look who's going to be
very
using this
good
now.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look who's going to be using this now.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can pair the watches. You can see when it's working out.
You should invoice her for this information.
I
brother.
will.
Yeah.
You guys are making quite a lot of money.
You guys have been amazing. I've loved this
Slow down.
episode. I think we had more episodes like this.
Slow down.
Really?
I've loved the energy and it's been a great episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you have
I'm
anything
just
else?
so glad you didn't ask certain questions.
Oh, there's a
because
lot that I
was-
wanted to ask.
like,
Dating
what is-
life.
I was like sweating like
Nah, you said we had people at the event earlier today. Francia and them who were
because of the
saying,
brand, there's a lot that I didn't ask. And this is why I didn't like this. It's because then I'm restricted to ask what I want to ask.
Okay.
Okay.
2 minutes.
wow, the fact that he took
hold
it.
on. I'm on the clock. Sex as a vice or as a distress measure. Do any of you partake?
Sex as what?
as a vice.
As a
As a
vice
vice.
or a way as to de-stress? Just before an event or
Huh?
just after one?
I'm a virgin. I don't know.
We're
You are not going to miss heaven. One of you told
Over white
me
lies.
this.
Listen.
It was off camera.
Listen, guys.
Wasn't it?
listen.
Wait, she's about to
Listen.
talk.
Listen.
We're
it's,
listening.
It's important to. I think women have an amazing sexual energy. I think when you have a great partner or person or
So
husband
do you
or
use that as
whatever,
a release after a
it's
stressful
not a
event?
release. It's almost
He's like, just get to the
it's a
part.
power.
Right,
Okay,
she's
like
using too many words.
Ha!
okay. I encourage sexual energy for
So yes, you do. Monday,
women like us. We need to
Monday,
distress.
You're
Yes.
biting your lips there, boo boo. Can you speak?
I mean, I don't think this can be. You don't
Okay.
force us,
Abba,
don't
Abba.
force us to be uncouth. And I think this is where Chichi was
She
coming
just
from,
said yes.
right?
We're not forcing you to do anything.
I said yes to women. Exercising,
Jesus,
sexercising.
the PC.
Yeah.
You know
yes,
what?
The worst rumor
because-
you've heard about yourselves, apart from this whole gay thing, etc., about yourselves individually.
You've got 29 more seconds, yeah?
Yeah, the worst rumor I've heard about myself. Yo, there's Monday. Is there a rumor?
She knows. See how she's
No,
smiling.
I mean the worst has actually been that we are in a relationship.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, that has
Yeah.
been the
would
worst.
be
Yeah.
sexy, though.
We've actually sued. Oh
Guys
no,
make a
we
very good
sued.
No, you can't talk about that.
Oh, we can't talk
No,
about
'cause
that.
it's in court.
Oh, it's in court.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, lawyers won't let us talk about that. But yeah,
Wait,
it
but
was.
who said that? Was it like a publication? A blog?
Yeah, some
Yes.
MP in some
Yeah.
District,
Yeah.
constituency.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
nah,
people,
this you can-
but
this you can
people
easily
picked
win.
it up. But people
So
picked it up and
basically,
spread
he
it.
called for our arrest
Yeah.
because we are incestuous.
Yeah,
That's probably the worst rumor we've ever
yeah,
heard.
that's probably the.
That's heavy,
Everything
man.
else just
Ew,
gets
but
out
if
of the
that
way.
were true-
No,
Don't even think about
that is so disgusting.
No, that would be sexy if that was true.
No way, come on.
The porn movies
That
made
is
just
so
purely
wrong.
off that.
And
If you
Step-
go on
Step
X
Brothers.
videos,
This is not an episode of Game of Thrones or something.
I know, right?
Like we don't do that.
Elson,
All right, Elson, your 2 minutes are up.
Thank God.
managing this situation.
You're welcome.
Can you sit back?
I'll invoice you as well. You want to see the beautiful ladies?
Yeah.
Monday, Chichi, just one very silly question before I go. Before we go. You guys went to private schools, and I think you're going to help me with this one. My daughter asked me a question yesterday,
How is she?
and I had no answer for her.
Really?
One of
What
my
did she
daughters.
ask?
Okay, my
One
older.
of you.
One of my daughters asked
Okay.
me this question, and I think help me answer
He's
this.
got a favorite, huh? When they do that,
no.
that's the favorite.
I love my daughters equally.
Yeah. Okay.
And one of them asked me
Says
this
every
question. I
parent.
said, I'm going to ask the PR girls tomorrow. They went to better schools than I did. They even lived in Australia for a while. There was a farmer who had a dog, and his name was Bobby Bingo. And I had no answer to this question. She said,
So who was being?
who was Bingo? Is it the farmer or the dog? I had no answer to this.
There was a farmer.
Who had a dog?
There was
And
a
his name was
farmer
Bingo.
who had a dog.
The
No,
dog
I
was
don't
Bingo.
know this one.
Yeah,
sure?
the dog was
Yes.
Bingo.
How are we sure?
Because the dog.
The subject is the farmer in this case.
Yes, there was
Yeah.
a farmer
Who had a dog.
Who had a dog, and the dog was Bingo.
No, the song says there was a farmer who had a dog, and his name was Bingo.
Okay.
And Bingo was his name. So who
And
is it, the
Bingo-
farmer or the
Oh,
dog?
the dog.
Are we sure about this? How are we sure?
Okay.
Construct the sentence properly. Look at it closely.
There was a farmer who had a dog.
And his
and
name
the-
was
And his
Bingo.
name
No,
was Bingo.
and his
because-
name was Bingo.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the subject in that sentence is the dog.
Isn't the subject mentioned first in a sentence like that?
No.
No,
Why?
no,
Why?
because you're saying there was a farmer who had a dog.
Yes.
So the
Who had
communica-
a dog.
Who had a
So then
dog.
I think the dog is the
yeah.
subject.
This is a question for a teacher. Why are we racking our brains? I'm not a teacher.
Yeah, it's hard.
The
Huh?
subject is the
Yeah,
farmer.
but these kids, they're coming home with a lot of, like the private school education is a long time ago.
Yeah.
So don't
Yeah.
feel the pressure. I don't think
Yeah,
anybody
you
would
got me
know.
thinking real hard.
No,
Yes.
don't feel the
Yeah.
pressure.
No, but it's
You understand?
the dog. The dog is Bingo.
Was sure?
Yeah.
Or because we've named a lot of dogs Bingo.
Yeah, because even then, like
Just
the
that.
farmer is a human being.
And he can't have a name Bingo?
No, not that he
No.
can't. Have, but there's a way in which you could construct a sentence to
Without
highlight a human being's name.
Exactly.
But
Chichi,
The
Monday,
dog was
it's been
owned by
real.
the farmer,
Yeah.
and his name was Bingo.
Till the next
Right?
episode. And
Because-
remember,
because if Bingo
no,
was the
Kalenga,
farmer,
now we have the
Started
real issue.
something.
We will not
Hey, you
because
know,
if-
we will not sleep now until we conclude
because
this
if the
issue.
farmer
That
was
is
Bingo,
not a good idea.
then that
to
name
do.
was gonna
correct.
come after the farmer.
That was
Thank
not a
you.
good.
it's what?
If the farmer was Bingo,
Yeah.
the name Bingo would have come after the farmer.
I know a
was a
guy called.
farmer.
Yes.
Yeah?
His name was Bingo. He owned a dog.
It would have been like
But
that.
you're adding
Yeah.
context to the dog.
Yes.
You're adding
Yes.
character to the dog.
So there's a
Exactly.
reason why you mentioned Bingo right after you mentioned the dog.
Thank you.
Exactly. Done?
So
This is
Like
why
he looks
I've
even more
always-
confused. Why are you doing this to yourself?
please go back
Why
to that
did you bring up this conversation?
beautiful
No,
daughter.
let me tell you what is going on here. I've told this guy here, let your wife do the homework with the kids. He went as far as high school and then he stopped there. Don't do the homework with the kids. How many times do you need me to tell you this? Now you're coming here bothering us. Jesus Christ.
Giving us
I'm
things
done
to
with
think
this.
about.
Just because I have no degree doesn't mean I'm not educated. I read a lot.
Drop
Yeah.
mic. Ah.
To the next episode. And remember to subscribe to our channel. Click on the subscribe button at the bottom there. And also you can make contributions. I think we have the number ready, which Lamik is going to put on the screen. Contributions to the show that, help us grow. We need more equipment. We need to pay the guys behind the scenes. There's like, 4 or 5 guys behind the scene right now.
Yeah, thank you guys. You guys are
thanks a lot for coming
the
through.
real MVPs.
The real MVPs are behind the scene, actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So to the next episode, my name is K+.
I'm Elson.
And
Why
this
did
is
you say
Judge
that like
Podcast.
that?
What do I say? What?
Like you're not sure. Like you don't want to be Elson
He's
anymore.
not sure. He's Nelson. He's
Like,
Elson. He's not sure.
I'm Elson.
Are you Nelson or Elson?
He's
not sure.
Elson.
I'm whatever you want to call me, boo boo.
Oh wow.
To the next episode.
Role play.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun,